Usually when you simplify something, you are more likely to do it and be successful at it. Think about the last time you decluttered your closet, your office, your house. You were able to find things easier. You were able to put things away quicker. You were able to feel less stressed, more confident, and more carefree. If you are able to simplify your finances, you will be the same. You will save more money. This is how it happens. You've got to make it easy to do. So in today's video, we're going to talk about 14 ways that you can start to simplify your finances, if I could talk, and in turn save a ton of money. So stick with me, let's talk about them. The first one is to pay your bills as soon as they come in the door, as soon as you get them in the mailbox. For years, I thought my husband was crazy, meaning he would get home and go, oh, a bill. And I thought, it's a bill, you're excited? And he would immediately pay it. But then thinking about it, I thought, that's genius, that's smart. It's one less thing to worry about. Hopefully you already have that money in your account. If you don't, that's another frugal living tip you can think about, is to build up that cushion in your checking account. It's going to make sure that you don't lose it, you don't pay it late, and you don't get that late fee or that interest, which could be a huge amount of money. You won't forget about it and then end up going over in your account, overdrafting. Number 2 is to limit the number of bank accounts you have. I hear some financial influencers or advice people tell you that you need 6, 7, 8 bank accounts. And I just doesn't make sense to me. It's super simple. I mean, I hear why. They might say you can use one for a roof replacement fund, and maybe one is that vacation that you want to take, and maybe another is for all of those other little things that you want to do. And I just don't think that's necessary. It's overcomplicated. It's going to stress you out. You've got more accounts you've got to reconcile. You can't really figure it out. There's more mail coming in that's staring at you regarding bank account statements, or more emails coming in. You don't need to do that. Simply have your checking account and a savings account. I do recommend a separate account for an emergency fund, preferably at a different bank, because it's less easy to access and move it to your savings account or your checking account. I like to have a checking account and a savings account at the same bank, and what I use for my savings account is for those things. All you need is a piece of loose leaf paper or, hey, an Excel spreadsheet, and you can know that that $30 a week you're contributing goes to the 3 things you're looking to do. It's super simple just to write each week, $5, $15, $30, and split it between those 3 things. And when you have the $300 in your account, you'll know that there's $100 to each of those particular savings things. Just don't overcomplicate your life with more accounts and more reconciliation. Number 3 is to have a tax folder. Simple folder that you keep in your office where you put things that are tax deductible. I mean, raise your hand if it came to tax time and you have spent hours hunting down receipts, notices from when you did tax donations or money you gave to this or that charity, or calling your account, your company, the phone company, trying to get bills from 6 months ago because you didn't print them out. You not only waste time doing that and get frustrated because it's really annoying to have to call those companies, but you really could miss some valid expenses that you could have off of your taxes. So it's so simple just to walk in the door. Again, you pay that bill and you know it's tax deductible, put it in the file. That move only took me half a second. It just make these things habits and quick to do. You come in and you've just dropped off a huge donation at the donation center and you have the receipt. Don't drop it on the table by the door. Take it immediately to that folder. You're not going to lose it. You're going to know where it is, and tax time is going to be a whole lot less stressful. Number 4 is for those who still use credit cards. If you don't, skip to number 5. But if you do, I encourage you to limit to only 1 or 2 cards. There is no need to have a card to this store or that store. It's not necessary. 1 or 2 cards, if you're using them for rewards, I completely understand. The thing about those cards is try to find the one that works best for you if you're looking, the best rewards for you, because there are many different cards out there that have rewards for this expense or that expense, meaning maybe you get money back if you go to the grocery store, if you buy gas, if hotels, airlines. Your lifestyle is going to be different from everyone's. And there's a website, or actually not a website, it's a blog post by Clark Howard that I'll link below, where he does a fantastic job listing out credit cards and if they have a fee, if they don't have a fee. If they have a fee, I don't agree with them. If they don't have a fee, and what their rewards typically are. Now, disclaimer, do not use a credit card unless you already have that money in the bank. And again, you may say that doesn't make any sense, then why wouldn't you just pay it out? Well, some people aren't like everybody. Everybody has different money, habits and ways that they work. And I'm not going to chide anybody for using a credit card if that's what they want to do, but use it in a smart way. And if you do that, make sure you already have the money so that you aren't charging something and waiting for your next paycheck, which might not come, to pay it off. Then you're in a big heap of trouble. Now, if you do not have the discipline to pay it off in full every month, do not use it. That is huge there. There is no reason to pay interest. Number 5 is to declutter your expenses. Talking about decluttering. Now, this is where I'm going to give you permission to go out and purchase something. Go out, if you don't already have it, and purchase a set of multiple colored highlighters. You're welcome. You can easily get them at the dollar store. Clear off the kitchen table. This is going to be a situation. Print out 3 months of bank statements, credit card statements, everything. Oh yeah. Have a piece of paper and select a category for each highlighter. Perhaps you're going to use green for groceries, blue for gas, orange for entertainment, etc. Okay? And mark it out. And then go through those statements and mark what pertains to what. And then you're going to add it all up. Go ahead. I know. Your jaw is going to hit the ground because if you have been unconsciously spending, you're going to be shocked at how much the money went out the door. If you ever asked yourself, I make so much money, but I don't know where it goes. This is the answer. This is where you're going to find out where it goes. And you're going to be shocked. But that's the point. Do this once, and it will make a huge difference. You will have a rude awakening. Now you get to decide what you are willing to spend money on and what out of all this is wasted. Now, do not berate yourself for what happened in the past because you can't do anything about it. The best thing is, look, you already did this. You can make a different choice for tomorrow. Cancel subscriptions or memberships that you don't want. Really decide what percentage of your income you want to spend in these categories and stick to that budget. Number 6 is to automate your savings. If you wait to save after you're spending, you won't save. It's not going to happen. It's not going to be there. You have to already set that money aside and have it never be seen. Have it not even show up in your checking account, meaning you have direct deposit, let's say. You have decided with your HR company to send X amount of money to a savings account for every paycheck, and then the remainder goes to your checking account. If you don't see it, you can't use it. My point is, this is particularly what we were talking about earlier with that savings account and the $30 a week. Let's say you are saving $30 a week, then you could automatically do it. It's, again, talk about simple. It's one less step. You don't have to sit there and think about, how much was I supposed to set aside? Oh man, go into the account, transfer the money. It's so much more simple to go ahead and automate it, and you're more likely to be successful. Number 7 is to make getting out of debt a priority. Now let me just give you a situation. There are some people that I see that have student loans for decades, and I know student loans for people can be absolutely debilitating with the amount of debt you can rack up from that. What I see though, what I'm talking about in this particular scenario, is I see people who have these, and maybe they have low interest rates and they have low monthly payments, but they have no intention of paying them off early. They have the disposable income to do it, the purchases they make, the places they go, the trips they go on, but you know, it's low payments, whatever. We'll just keep paying it. It'll get paid off eventually. To me, I had about $15,000 worth of debt in my early 20s from just being dumb. I did not have college debt. I didn't go to college. I remember having that $15,000 in debt, and it was, oh, I hated it. It was not simple. It was the collections calling, and it grows like mold. Debt does. It grows like mold, and you have to clean it out. For me, I couldn't handle it. Maybe some people have no problem having that debt looming over them, making their payments. It is what it is. But I want to get rid of it like a bad habit. There is a relief when you're paying off your debt in every account that you pay off, from small to large. The thing with debt is it gives you no freedom or flexibility. You always have to pay it. And yes, of course, there are some people, when I talk about paying off my mortgage, oh, well, you still have the cost of the house. Yeah, everybody still has costs of living, but I don't owe a huge debt to someone. That's the point of wanting to pay off the house. The less bills you have coming in, the less stress you have. You can decide to go maybe down to one income because you need to, or one spouse wants to take care of the kids or has an ailing parent. Or maybe you can decide to take a lower paying job and go back to school because you don't have that debt. It gives you options. It's one of those things that it's removing the roadblocks so you're able to take a huge amount of worry and away and simply choose what you do rather than being held to a decision regarding debt that you made in your past. Number 8 is a fun one. I enjoy this, and it's to make a plan. Plan how you want to spend your money. Now, some people might call this a budget, but oftentimes when people hear budget, they go, ooh, and they cringe. Well, if that's the case, well, let's call it something that sounds a little nicer. Let's call it a plan. Budget doesn't have to equal restriction. It is allowing you to spend. Think about this. When you're planning a vacation, if you plan on a vacation, if you go on a vacation, you make a plan. Where are you going? When will you leave? How long will you stay there? Why not plan your spending? Why not do that? Make it fun. Let's imagine that you each month sit down like you're playing Monopoly and you're given a whole bunch of money. What do you want to buy? Which of those park, place, whatevers do you want to purchase? How the money that you're given, what can I do with it? Where can I put it? Get excited about it. When you get excited about it, it becomes exciting. Make a plan for your money and you're going to see a big difference quick. Number 9, stop buying crap. My exploration into minimalism 4 years ago really changed my life. Now, I am not minimalist, at least not in the buzzword way it's talked about these days, but I wholeheartedly believe that you can learn a lot from minimalist habits and teaching. You know, something such as you can save a ton of money thinking about, do I really love this thing, which is often attributed to a minimalist lifestyle. Or do I just think it's cute? Do I love it? Do I just think it's cute? Do I have a place to put this thing that I think is cute? Asking yourself these questions helps you to be more conscious about what you're spending and giving it a why. I mean, seeing that piece of clothing or that hat or those sunglasses and going, do I really want that, or do I just want that because I saw Susan wearing it last week? Really becoming more conscious. Not only does this simplify your finances because you're spending less and spending better on the things you truly love, but you also have less stress from a cluttered house because you are more careful about what you bring into it. Number 10 is the one tip that I've talked about on my channel that I've seen the most comments that it has been the most helpful, and people have taken it and modified it to fit their needs, but it is meal planning. This is, again, the number 1 tip. You not only save money, you waste less, and you certainly eat better, and you reduce stress. The entire family knows what you are having that week, so there's no one coming in at 5 o'clock saying, what are we having for dinner? Check the calendar. Anyone can meal plan with 3 simple steps. Super simple, okay? Don't make it more complicated than it is. Print a blank calendar. Have a list of family favorites, 10 to 15 items that you know everybody loves. And the third one is to have the first few dinners of that plan involve current leftovers or pantry, fridge, freezer items that are about to go over in expiration and you need to use them up. Number 11 is to choose less but more satisfying activities to fill your time. I see so many parents and families run ragged because they have so many activities and obligations and meetings and boards they're on and committees that they're dealing with that they just can't say no to people, and their lives are ruled by their schedule and they never have time to breathe. And they aren't even satisfying activities. So yes, you might have to disappoint a few people, maybe people you're on those boards or committees with saying, I really don't have the time to devote here. And yes, you might have to disappoint your child saying, we can't do 3 activities, we're going to do 1, the one you really love, and maybe next season we do another one if you want to change. But giving people, letting them know that there is a reason behind this, that less activities gives you more time, more money, and ultimately a more fulfilled and more memories with your family because you are being conscious of what you actually have the capacity to do. Number 12 is having that emergency fund. If you fall out of a window, would you rather there be a mattress there, or are you okay with just falling onto that concrete patio? I don't know about you, but I would rather have the mattress there. Even if it's just $20 a week you start putting away for an emergency fund, do it. Having this emergency fund makes worries about recessions and stress and all these things that might happen that the news like to blow out of proportion nothing to you because, well, we'll see. I'm good though. Having that cushion is huge. Emergencies do happen. And you may think, well, I don't have the extra income to put towards that. Well, either you really legitimately don't, meaning you're already completely stretched, or you're living a lifestyle that you don't want to give up. Either way, it's completely up to you. But there might be a situation where 1 or 2 of you needs to take on a part-time job or additional duties and be able to bring in a little bit of extra money right now in order to create that emergency fund or to cover the bills and have room for savings. Sometimes in life, you have to sacrifice just a bit to create a future where you have less stress and you don't have to sacrifice as much. Number 13 is to have monthly or quarterly check-ins on your financial journey. If you don't keep track of your progress and how well you are doing, you will fall off the wagon. It will happen. Remember the last time, it will get messy again basically. Remember the last time you cleaned out your pantry and then you didn't pay any attention to it, went on about your business. 6 months later it was a disaster, whereas if you had paid attention, sorted things the way they had been sorted weekly, monthly, everything would still look easy and great and look decluttered. You wouldn't have to redo it and start all over again. Looking through all of this and simplifying the first time should be the hardest time. And at that point after that, it should be maintenance. Looking at your monthly and your quarterly expenses is checking in with your budget. It's seeing how far you are on paying off your debt. It's checking to see how close you are to that vacation that you have been planning. Keep a tracker. If it's in your face, you have to deal with it. You will constantly remember that's your goal. Number 14 is going to help you with that plan, with this preparation. And it's one that bites me sometimes still, but it is to not forget that special day. This is one way to be proactive so that you are not taken off guard. It is zero fun when there's a big event or a special birthday and you forgot to budget for it. Now, this is super simple. Print out that calendar, that blank calendar, or use your regular calendar, the same as you did for your meal plan, and go ahead and go through. Mark down Sam's graduation, Julia's 50th birthday, Lisa's wedding shower, the routine birthdays that happen. Everything that you can think of that's coming up, and the next time you get an invitation, go ahead and mark it on there as well. What you're going to do is pull these out when you're doing your budget the month before. For instance, if Lisa's 50th birthday is on November 5th, you're not going to put Lisa's birthday party gift or a dress that you want to buy to wear to it in November. You're probably going to do it in September or October. Look a month or 2 ahead. This is one of those things that those can be huge expenses that can really catch you off guard and really screw up your budget and make you want to throw your hands in the air. But if you've prepared and you've planned and you know what's happening, it's going to be a lot easier. The bottom line, the whole point of all of this is when you simplify your finances, money and finances don't look like the elusive monster they may have in the past, or that something you were never taught growing up. When you can get a hold of them and you can control it, you can decide. And it's just so much easier and less stressful, and you will see the difference in your saving, in your spending, in reaching those goals. Tell me down in the comments below which one of these kind of made you think and you really want to put in place going forward to help simplify your finances. Let me know, or just say hi down below in the comments. To help out my channel and help share this information with others who might need it, make sure you click on that like button. YouTube loves that. Also, subscribe to the channel because I would love to have you back for more videos.